Ladies and gentlemen, 6fig stock trader here on YouTube. I am here, everyone. I was just getting a little drinky poo for courage to come on this live stream. I thought we could go over what is going on in the market for a little late night session. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay, because I have completely gutted my office today and building up a little studio. Okay, folks, so it looks like everything is coming through. We got Crypto Airborne in the chat. We got John Amaraj. Who else? We got B, Strike of the heavy hitter. We've got Jared. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Let's see here. How many people did we got in the stream here? About 20? That's good enough to get going. So let me just kind of mess with this here. All right, we are live. Follow me on Twitter. Obviously, a lot of you are already, so don't really need to tell you guys that. But for the people that are watching this live stream after the fact, follow me on Twitter at Real6Fig. Also, a huge shout out to Crypto Airborne in the comments section. Usually he does come on, but I'm just going to make this kind of a short and sweet video. So we will get Crypto Airborne on here in the next few. So we are looking at crypto.com because that's what I was day trading. I like to day trade from other assets, take profits and dump them into CKB. So I'm constantly draining other ecosystems of liquid and injecting it right into CKB. So an earlier video I did today, I was kind of speculating how we had this falling wedge. The falling wedge is extremely bullish pattern for the most part. The only problem is, folks, that this falling wedge is kind of on a short time frame. So we've got like a 2-day falling wedge, but folks, this is what's nice. We had November 8th. We've been talking about November 8th for a while now. And this could just have been the pivotal point or the pivotal date that we start heading back upwards. So let's look at this thing on a 4-hour chart. I'm really interested in seeing what is going on. So the other day when we saw CKB just start ripping upwards, and I hated to say this, but we needed to move closer to the cloud for consolidation purposes before we can get permission to move upwards. So that is going on right now. We have a nice falling wedge that is starting to produce some nice bullish engulfing candles on the 4-hour chart. Now, my only catch up with this is that we are still a distance from this cloud on the 4-hour chart where we might see some sort of corrective wave to the upside. But I don't know. This could get interesting, to say the least. But let's get into this on a daily and just check things out. I think it's important for all of us to really kind of know where we stand after these recent run-ups. We can see these very nice bullish engulfing candles. We can definitely see now we are almost getting like this symmetrical triangle formation. I do think that we are still too far away from the cloud at this point in time. The next candle doesn't close till about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow Central Time. So with that said, folks, I mean, there could still be a little bit more consolidation that needs to happen. A few more days might need to pass, just kind of like what we saw here. So we saw this very nice, healthy run up, and we saw this sideways pivot point. Once we hit this sweet spot, we saw price action go back up. So are we going to see this same or similar thing start running up again here in the next few days? Possibly. And what I want to try to do here is pull a rabbit out of a hat, and I want to really find a Fibonacci time sequence that will appear right in this area, more or less right in this area is what I'm looking for, just based off of where this thing started ripping in comparison to this distance to the cloud. I do think that we might see something kind of right in this little Goldilocks zone. So first and foremost, we need to go ahead and look at some swing high to swing lows. And you can see that this time sequence is very accurate. This said, hey, we've got price action moving to the upside on October 17th. And look what happened. Boom. Time sequence struck again. November 5th, it was warning us incoming volatility. And we knew about this on this channel. I was saying the 4th or the 5th, within that 24-hour range, we were going to see volatility. But now I'm trying to find some volatility here. And even though we're not seeing it from this swing high to this swing high, that's okay. Because what we can go ahead and do is measure other points in time to see if anything comes up. And obviously nothing comes up there. So we'll just move the goalpost. Nothing. Not seeing really anything there. But I'm telling you, this time sequence is dead accurate, like a sniper. So let's just kind of mess around a little bit more. You know what? We're not really seeing anything there. Now let's do the long shot here. See if anything pops up. Okay, so we're not really getting anything. I'm just going to go ahead and clear the charts. We're not really getting anything in this zone, but I have a feeling that we will see price action possibly move. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. And let's just do a quick measurement here. So bear with me 1 second here. So we are just going to play the guessing game by measuring from this shoulder of the cloud to price action to where about it kind of started taking off. So we'll just come right up here. And I would say that sometime, I was going to say November 21st, but I would say sometime November 20, let's just go November 19th to November 23rd is going to be the sweet spot where I think we might see CKB take this next leg up. I do think that we are going to possibly see some more kind of floating around until we hit this little sweet spot for a next staircase upwards. Now let's go ahead and look at this on a 5-minute chart again and just try to figure out where this box is and where we need to go. So bear with me 1 second here. We're going to actually go to a 1-hour chart. And so what we might be seeing here is one big symmetrical triangle into this area. And this wouldn't surprise me one bit to see something. Bear with me 1 second here. Now, maybe something, something like this. And we might see price action kind of rip up to the 3-cent level here again would be my guess, and maybe kind of fall back down to the 2.5-cent level and maybe go into some sort of squeeze here into this November 17th through November 20th. Did lose a good friend on November 17th a few years ago. But yeah, this is where I think right now price action may be headed. And let's just kind of go ahead and play the guessing game again. I'm curious to know what Fibonacci levels are in this area up here. So bear with me 1 second, folks, while we break this down. And interestingly enough, when we go ahead and draw this up, we have the golden ratio Fibonacci extension level that price action really reversed from. We came down, bounced off this 100% level. So it wouldn't surprise me to see price action kind of go and maybe tangle with this 127% level. I really want to go ahead and throw up a Fibonacci channel on this too. You guys know I like my Fibonacci channels. And I will get to the comments here in a second. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got nervous update, please. We're doing it. Crypto Airborne. LFG. Okay, guys, I'm just kind of looking through here. Packables in the house. There we go. Ada finally breaking out. We'll do internet computer company here in just a second. We'll get to some of these cryptos in just a moment. But currently, we can see that we are really tangling in between the 786 and this 100% level through Fibonacci channeling. And, I do think that when we go ahead and possibly draw up, some of these symmetrical triangles and stuff, I mean, you can see just by bouncing this pattern in between this channel, we can kind of point right around to this November 17th, possibly November 18th, just depending on where point C ends up being. But it would make sense to me to see price action really kind of work its way in this channel and consolidate towards that cloud on the daily chart. Bear with me 1 second here, folks. Yeah, like I was saying, I do think that we might see something more along the lines of this play out. But let's look at CKB on a 4-hour chart again. We really can see the efforts of Elliott wave theory to the upside. And so it does make sense that we might get some sort of ABCD or ABC correction out of this. And if we go and throw up this corrective wave, we can kind of see where this ABC correction would come, and this November 17th to November 20th timeframe might be the next time that we see CKB start lifting off. So if you see CKB run up to about 3 cents, there may be an opportunity to sell a little bit and then rebuy back in around this 0.026 level. Not financial or trading advice, but I'm going to be keeping my eye on that. And people hate on trading, but you know what? By doing that move, we are displacing and taking more money, more CKB out of the ecosystem and into a wallet. So CKB is a long-term hold for sure. We've got House of Coin, cheesy Fibonachos. I like myself some nachos for sure. Bitcoin. Yeah, let's look at Bitcoin here, folks, because Bitcoin all-time high. And that's something very important that we all need to look at. We need to see where Bitcoin is at. So right now, Bitcoin is, man, it's just doing this weird stuff. So if you would have asked me, hey, what is Bitcoin doing the last couple months? I would have said, hey, this could be a head and shoulders pattern that's forming. And we can kind of see something like this. And, it would have been easy to argue that the neckline would have been started to really start cranking out some positive numbers. But we have to look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart. I want to see what the RSI is doing. RSI is, oh man. So when I'm looking at Bitcoin, RSI right now, it's looking like it's primed to run. And it's looking like we might have a little cup and handle on the RSI. In addition to that, we do have a cup and handle that is formed on Bitcoin to take us higher. The conversion line is up above the baseline right now with Bitcoin. And if this thing starts turning north, we are going to see some explosive price action with Bitcoin. Here's an example of this. So we saw this conversion line kind of arc up this way, and we saw the price just rip. So we're kind of at an interesting point with Bitcoin right now. We could kind of be in a similar situation right in this point in time right now. So you can kind of see the similarities here. With that said, we could also be witnessing some Elliott wave theory to the upside towards this $100,000 Bitcoin that everybody's kind of talking about. I'm not going to speculate on that too much more because I'm the type that I like to see things play out in a certain way. We'll kind of just chip away at the price estimates and guesstimates as we make some new all-time highs. But we're sitting at 68,120, well, $54, folks. Like, this is huge. Huge. We're heading to 70,000. So let's look at Bitcoin on the daily, see what that's doing. RSI is not even really that crazy. It's at 71. It could really start running here again. And like I said, we might really be seeing this Elliott wave theory impulse wave to the upside. So keep your eyes on Bitcoin. I think within the next few days, we might see a little bit of a pullback, but we'll just kind of have to play the game when we get there. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of these comments. What's Crypto Airborne saying? FV depends on how much you're invested in and whatnot. So I can't keep up. Let's see here. We are literally breaking all-time highs as he live stream now. This is awesome, guys. This is great. So let's take some crypto from the crowd. What do you guys want to see? Just drop it in the comments section here. I think I saw. Bear with me 1 second here. I'm trying to go back and let's go to Ergo. I like Ergo. And Elgo. We'll do both of those, but I like Ergo specifically because Ergo is part of the UTXO Alliance. And folks, I'm telling you guys, Ergo is man, the UTXO Alliance. I interviewed Jordan Mack, who works for Nervous Network, a couple days ago, last Saturday. And he was heavily involved in the formation of the UTXO Alliance. And that includes Ergo, and we go into some of that. So it'll be interesting to see what exactly happens. But Ergo, folks, let's bring this up. I'll quit rambling. And we can kind of see this nice symmetrical triangle squeeze here. In fact, if we just go ahead and draw this up, you'll get a good glimpse of what exactly is going on. If I can ever find the right tool. And so we might see something like this play out. We already are seeing price action play out like this. Where is my 200 moving average? Not available on the daily chart right now because this is kind of a newer chart. So I'm going to drop this down to a 12-hour chart. We still get no. Okay. So my opinion right here on this 4-hour chart, we can see that price action has really ripped to the upside, and now we are on top of the cloud and the 200 and the 50. What we need is for price action to kind of stick right up in this level here to help bring this 50 moving average up. And by default, as long as we can keep this price action up here, we will have a golden cross. So this is going to continue to squeeze Ergo over the next few days. And this is very interesting. You guys that caught this live stream early on heard me talking about how CKB, I was thinking that there might be some sort of Fibonacci time sequence around the 17th, 18th, 20th, somewhere in there. We couldn't find it, but I do think that those dates are important coming up. We can see this squeeze is happening. We can see these highs are getting lower. We can see these lows are getting higher. The one thing that concerns me about this is the one thing that concerns me about this setup with Ergo right now, is that if Bitcoin flops, it could take Ergo down with it. And Ergo has had this very nasty shed, and this might indicate that there could be a possible continuation of this previous trend. Not exactly what I want to come on here and tell people, because the last time I covered Ergo, we had a very nice falling wedge here. You can kind of see where I'm talking about. And we had a very nice price pop. A lot of people made some money here. With that said, if Bitcoin can act right, I do think that Ergo could potentially have a very nice squeeze to the upside here. So with that said, let's just go ahead and try to figure out where we can see, or if we can see, excuse me, some Fibonacci time sequence. Bear with me, folks. I cannot. I've been up for probably like 20 hours now. I'm trying to do TA. I can't even find my freaking. There we go. Okay, you guys gotta cut me some slack here. So here we go. We have a time sequence here. If we look in hindsight, did any of the previous time sequence do us any justice? Kind of. So let's go ahead, and I'm more interested in measuring from maybe this swing high to this swing low to try and find something in this area. So bear with me here. And you can kind of see how this November 20th date might possibly be an important one for Ergo. I do think that we are going to just kind of see it bounce around, and maybe that will be an exit point for Ergo. But right now, folks, I think this is going to be all dependent on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin keeps going up, I think we're going to see Ergo shoot up as well. And I just wish I could tap this chart on a 12-hour for you guys. Let's look at a 6. Okay, so I get a little bit of a 200 moving average. Wonder if I get an 8, if I get that. Sweet. So right now, we're definitely going to have, if this thing starts ripping to the upside, we'll definitely have some resistance along this 200. So be careful of that. I would say anywhere from $12 down to $11. We'll have to cover this in some videos here going forward. Let's see. I am looking at some of the comments here, and you guys are freaking wildcats. So let's see what we got here. Bakery token. I've never heard of that. I tell you what, we'll do, if it's available, we'll do that. Bakery. Not really seeing anything. Bakery tools? Is that what you meant? Let's look at this. Bakery token on Pancake Swap. Let's look at this. Bear with me one second here, folks. So yeah, this is, man, I don't know what I'm looking at here for the charts, but I would definitely stay away from this one. I haven't heard of this coin. This was definitely a good pump and dump from what I can tell. So without spending too much time on this, let's just go ahead and see. And yeah, I would just stay away from this one. Let's go to the next one here. Oh, Crypto Airborne. I'm going to have to put him in timeout. He's being buck wild. All right. Looking at some more of the comments here. Harmony 1. Let's look. Harmony 1. Harmony to the US dollar. So I don't remember the last time I did Harmony, but you can kind of see how whatever I drew up, some Fibonacci channels and some Fibonacci extensions, you can see that this ran right up to the 161.8, which is the golden ratio, which you guys need to all know about for sure. And we are now tangling with this 127. I would say Harmony 1. I want to look at this on a daily chart. I really need to look at this. So we just had this killer rip up, and this thing is just, man, just failing to really drive into this chart. What I mean by drive is, I want to see some explosion to the upside versus kind of like this, fizzling out and just kind of, there's nothing wrong with this uptrend here. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks. So I shouldn't be complaining too much, but I do think that you could look at future price points of Harmony One. Look for this 50 cent level. I really think that this 50 cent level with Harmony One, if we can get past this 38 cent level, is going to be huge. Right now, I would expect Harmony One to continue trading sideways towards this cloud, kind of like it does. We can look back in hindsight, see it bounce off this cloud. I do think that's probably what's going to happen here again. But I do think that a leap to the 200% level at about 48 cents is definitely not out of the question here. And I do think that if you see Harmony One break down after a rally like that, you'll probably get caught up on the 161.8 right around 38 cents. So with that said, I'm looking. Thank you, Crypto Airborne. You didn't have to do that. I do appreciate it. And then we'll look at XRP for Rob Bell. And bear with me, folks. I'm kind of out of my element right now. So, yeah, House of Coin. We'll look at Crow next, and we'll look at Algo after that one. We are looking at XRP, and this has got to be one of the biggest, longest squeezes out there right now. But we can see that when XRP squeezes like this and you start seeing these triangular patterns, it moves big. So what do we see right here? We see these lows, they're getting higher, and they are continuing to get higher. And we can see that XRP actually might be starting its breakout right about now. And we can see this by going ahead and just throwing up this little triangle. So what we have here is a symmetrical triangle, and I do think that this thing is going to start gearing up for an upside run. One thing that I do like about this is that we had a golden cross recently. We have price action on the daily chart above the cloud. This is huge, and we do have the conversion line and baseline above the cloud. We just need to see this conversion line really start turning and moving to the upside. So with that said, we will see this 50 moving average follow price action along with this 200. And I do think that we might in fact see a move kind of like this here to the upside. But let's go ahead and throw up some Fibonacci extension here just to kind of see. It would not surprise me to see XRP run up to at least this $1.59 level. And interestingly enough, right around this golden ratio of 161.8 is kind of some, I'm not sure if these are all-time highs here. Nope. But recent all-time highs, I should say, back in April. So it would be cool to see XRP smash those. And I do think that $2 at this point would not be off the table. So big shout out to Crypto Airborne. You didn't have to do that, bro. Let's see, buy more CKB with this. Absolutely. I'm going to renew my hub membership. So XRP is looking good. A lot of people are talking about XRP, and I know that people are excited about what is going on. And so I do think that at $2, we'll definitely have to reevaluate XRP. And let's just play devil's advocate here. Let's say Bitcoin tanks the market for some stupid reason. Always good to kind of know what we might be looking at and possibly head on down to the 97-cent level. This $1.07 level at the 61.8 would be a valid area. $1.15 at the 50% level. So those are kind of the three levels that I would be looking out for if I was buying the dip. Obviously, the 786, I hope it does not happen. Let's go ahead and look at, let's see here. I'm just looking. We had Internet Computer Company, and then we'll do Algo. We'll do Algo first. So Algo is looking good. I like this setup. I like what I'm seeing right now. We really do have a very nice bull flagpole, and we do have a nice pennant that has formed, and we can see this by throwing up some trend lines. And what is going to happen with algo? Nobody knows, but looks like I would say November 21st, November 20th, maybe a time frame where this thing might start to rip. I just want to try to find some time sequence here. Bear with me 1 second. Just going to get this lined up perfectly. It's not really telling us anything, so we'll move to the next swing high to the next swing low. Nothing there. Move the goalpost again. I like this swing high to this swing low. Nothing there. I like this swing high to this swing low here. Interesting. So looking at this in time, in hindsight, we can see that time sequence is very accurate at predicting a downfall here. It kind of predicted a little bit of a reversal here. Nothing really here, but a reversal here for sure, and a reversal here for sure. Whether or not this is the last reversal, we'll see. It's anyone's guess. I'm just trying to figure this one out. I'm just going to go ahead and measure this swing high to this swing low. So here we go. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here. So I do think that around November 16th, November 17th, we're seeing this date pop up, folks, across the board again. So Marcos, thanks, brother. I will do that. I will do that just for you. If you leave me your favorite drink, I will buy that the next time. So keep your eyes on November 16th for algo. That could be the time we start heading upwards, but I do think algo is looking good. And let's look at Internet Computer Company, ICP. Oh man, I remember like a couple months ago, somebody was asking me to look into Internet Computer Company, and I just saw this huge downfall. And I'm just like, damn, like people got hit hard. Look at this pump. This thing pumped or wicked up to $3,100. A month or two later, it was worth $27. Wow, that is nuts. So there seems to be some sort of floor right around this $37 level. And if you haven't already smashed that like button, if you guys could totally do that, I would appreciate it. We can definitely see that there may in fact be some sort of descending triangle happening here. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Internet Computer Company make a move here out of this, maybe the end of November, the end of December. And this is an interesting predicament that we're in with Internet Computer Company, because here we have a pretty nice floor at about $37. If Bitcoin does take a dump, or we experience some bad market turbulence, you know, this thing might be setting up for a nasty corrective wave to the downside. Personally, I wouldn't touch Internet Computer Company until we saw a clean break to the upside and possibly some Elliott wave theory forming. If you're looking for a lottery ticket or something like that, this might really kind of be an okay one. I'm not really sure on the fundamentals or anything of Internet Computer Company. I don't know what they're all about. So if you're in the comments, let me know. Yeah, ICP is a zombie coin. Stroke is causing the drop. Yes, I agree. Let's see. You guys got any meme coins that you want me to take a peek at? Looks like ORC. Not saying ORC is a meme coin by any means, but we will go ahead and look at it. I've never heard of it. Oh, Orchid. I've heard of that. Oh, wait. This isn't the right ticker. OXT? Bear with me 1 second. ORC? Orbit coin? Orbit. Looks like... I don't know. Looks like TradingView doesn't have that one. So let's go ahead and look at the other one. So okay. So we'll do Voyager next. Man, you guys are shilling out some absolute S coins here. I love it. So let's do VGX. This one, Voyager token, man. I'm telling you, I did a video on Voyager token last week, and I had somebody comment the other day, and I said, hey, we are in this falling wedge. Look for some bullish momentum. And I had somebody comment like a day or two ago, this aged well. And I just laughed my ass off and I ignored it, the comment, whatever. But then it's just funny how price shot right up. So you can kind of see how I was probably speculating that we'd shoot through this cloud here. And this makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of this. Let's look at the daily on this. Man, this is perfect. This is perfect. I like this for Voyager token primarily because on the daily chart, we have not really had any good cloud metrics to play around with. But now we can see since November 4th, we are starting to see this cloud form. So this is great. But what makes me happy about Voyager token right now is that we see on the 1-day chart that price action has broken through the cloud. We are not entirely out of the woods yet. I'd like to see a candle close above this cloud, higher than $2.60. If we can get any higher than that, obviously that would be great. One other thing, we have the conversion line. Bear with me one second. I'm trying to pull this to the front. Bear with me one second here, folks. Visual order, bring to the front. So we can kind of see this red line here come down, and we are seeing this maintain its position above the baseline. If we do see that price action lingers above this $2.75 or $2.75 level for any more, probably over the next few days, I do think we're going to see some huge price explosion to the upside. But the thing about that is we will probably trade sideways after that. But I do think that Voyager token is in a really good spot right now. Let's just look at this on a little bit of a shorter time frame. So bear with me one second here. And so what we can see is that Voyager token is probably going to butt heads with this $2.80 level, possibly $3 level over the next day or two would be my guess. I want to look at this on a 4-hour chart as well. And we can see that we do have a nice little example of possible Elliott wave theory here. So this might run up and try to hop into this next Fibonacci channel here and try to climb to the next level. And it'd be awesome to see price action come on up into here, maybe retrace a little bit and form an ascending triangle or something of that nature to take the next step upwards. So I do think that Voyager token is looking really good right now. And I just want to do one more thing with this here. And it wouldn't surprise me to see this thing come up to this $2.84 level to the $2.95 level as well. Now, there are some updates with Voyager token. Just look in the comments or the chat. They partnered with somebody else for some payment thing or something. Let's look at Crow. I like Crow. I've been trading Crow. I like crypto.com, the app, just as much as I like Voyager token. So I have been day trading crypto.com on KuCoin for like the last 3 days straight. So with that said, that's probably why I'm so sleepy and tired right now. I'm definitely not on my A game right now, so I do apologize. Let's look at this on the daily. And you can kind of see where I've been messing with this in the videos as well. And like I said in the videos, I do think that crypto.com definitely needs to kind of wander back into the cloud before it can take its next step up on the daily chart. So I do think that some more consolidation could possibly happen. Just by looking at this on the daily, it is very apparent that there is a symmetrical triangle that is possibly forming. Let's look at this on a 12-hour chart. Yeah, so we can see this. So we'll just measure off these. Well, let's go down to like a 4-hour chart. And you can kind of see where this price is squeezing. And on a 4-hour chart, we are squeezing towards the cloud. And we might see crypto.com make some moves maybe around November 9th. Let's go ahead and see if we can crank out a time sequence on this. And let's get fancy. And let's try to predict when the next time crypto.com is going to break out down to the hour, whether it be up or down. So this is just for fun, not financial or trading advice, because you should never. Well, I'm going to stop right there. So with that said, this is a tough one. This is a tough one, folks. We are going to have to, I want to try to find a different chart. Let's look at, is this all we got? This is all we got. So I would definitely say that with this squeeze coming, definitely within the November 9th and November 10th range, we might see price go for another run. And with crypto.com right now, folks, we have seen some very nice Elliott wave theory to the upside. Very nice Elliott wave theory to the upside. So we have that, and we could be seeing a bigger move to the upside with crypto.com, which is trading at about 38, 39 cents. I think I got like a couple $100 sitting in my little slush day trader account on KuCoin. So I'm just kind of playing the waiting game till this next drive upwards personally. But we could be seeing something like this on a grander scale take place. And I do think that crypto.com does have quite a bit in its gas tanks, possibly from here. And we are trading at, I think it was, gosh, I'm trying to think. It's a top 25 coin for sure. Let's just go ahead here and throw up a little Fibonacci extension. And it wouldn't surprise me to see this thing maybe run up to this 161.8 level, right around 61 cents. And it would not surprise me. And I'm just talking kind of short term. Well, you know what? I'm going to revise that. It wouldn't surprise me to see this run up to 68 cents. I do think that this has the potential to maybe even reach 86 cents here in the coming months. But I do like crypto.com. Let me just look at these comments here. If the price on Crow can chill until mid-December, that would be great. You know what? I don't. I don't. I've been doing this way too long. I just am comfortable with the way I trade. But yeah, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see a little bit more sideways trading on Crow. I mean, if we look at the daily, RSI is at 86, folks. So this wouldn't surprise me to see this move a little bit closer. Let's get on to a different one. I want to look at BTT for Packable if he's still in here. And you can see the last time we really looked at BTT, and I do this every single time. I pull up BTT against Bitcoin. I want to pull it up against the US dollar. There we go. Okay, so BTT, folks. This is I don't remember the last time I was looking at BTT, probably on the last live stream, probably for Packable, if he's still in here. But we can see that now with BTT, this symmetrical triangle formation has completed. So what are we going to see next? Possibly a break to the upside. And here's what I like to see is price action on the daily really moving through this cloud. It looks like we have a great little impulsive wave that could be happening right now. So that is good to see. And ideally, I would like to see BTT pump a little bit more just to maintain this price action above the cloud. At this point, it's kind of looking like some sort of symmetrical triangle, like I just pointed out, but this is on a much smaller scale, perhaps a half a month, month long. And so it might not take until November 14th, 15th, 16th before this thing really breaks out. But if we can land on top of the cloud and set up for a bullish pattern, I think BTT might have a chance at really taking off. So I like BTT for that matter. So let's just look at some possible price points if BTT takes off. We can see how BitTorrent really took off here back in January, February. And if we get another run like this, folks, over the next month or two with alt season, I do think that we might see another leg just like this happen from this point. And let's just go ahead, and I just want to kind of clone. This is always kind of fun to do, but let's just kind of go ahead and clone this price structure. And we might see something very similar to this. And here's why I'm cloning this price structure here, folks, is for one, we have a very similar setup right now compared to what's down here. The 50s just barely under the 200. We've got the conversion line and the baseline really tangling hard, and we are kind of moving and tangling with this cloud. And so this is kind of an interesting point to see that if BitTorrent does get the run up, it would be entirely possible for possibly an 11-cent BitTorrent. And now I'm not sure on some of these fundamentals with BitTorrent, but let's just go ahead and see if we can pull any Fibonacci extension to maybe verify or confirm this. So let's go ahead here. Okay. So if this thing does run the tables, I'm going to retract what I just said. And I would say that a 5-cent BitTorrent might be more in order. But I do think that in this case, we might be looking at a 786, a penny, just over a penny, penny and a half. I do think that a 2-cent BitTorrent or maybe a 2.5-cent BitTorrent is completely possible. So with that said, I'm going to retract my 11-cent BitTorrent and go with some of those numbers. So I got a little bit excited. Marcos is looking for the command to clone. So this is how you do that, Marcos. You just come over here. See here. In the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th little tab down, you'll see the bars pattern, and you just click on it, and you can just click a starting point to an ending point, and then it'll throw something up, and bear with me, and then you can just kind of move it like this. What? Oh my God. I thought I was only going to hop on and do this for like 20, 25 minutes. I think for now, we'll do one more TA on Handshake before I hang this up. I did not realize. I got to get some sleep, you guys. So let's look at this. I'm in zombie mode right now. So Handshake, this is interesting because the last time I was looking at Handshake, you can see how I was trying to figure out that there could be some sort of symmetrical triangle happening, it appears that we might actually have some sort of possible head and shoulders forming. We might have some sort of cup and handle that is formed to move to the upside. One thing that is for sure is we do have Elliott wave theory in play to the upside, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see Handshake. And actually, I've got a Handshake miner on the way, so I'm actually going to start mining Handshake. So thank you for bringing this coin up, because I haven't really been keeping an eye on it as close as I should. But I do think that there might be a good setup to move higher. So with that said, let's just throw up. Bear with me 1 second here, folks. So, all right, sorry about that, guys. Now let's just see where this thing might go to. So, when we're looking at Handshake, actually, I'm going to bring this up here. TradingView has really been glitchy as hell. So it's not a surprise to me that we saw Handshake come up to this 161.8 and kind of really tangle with this 127. I want to really look at this on a 4-hour chart, though. And I'm just going to kind of get rid. Yeah, so I do think that there's still some more life left in Handshake. We'll go back to the 12-hour chart. I do think that there's still some more life left with Handshake. We might be seeing some sort of ABC correction, and this thing might come back up to retest this 54-cent level. And if we can pass that level, there might be a chance for 63 cents. But for now, I hate to go any further into this. But maybe at a later date, the next live stream I do, we'll get into this. I feel like I'm giving really bad TA tonight, and I'm just not on my A game as much as I am like in the morning. And, it is what it is. Sleep deprivation. So thank you all for joining us, or joining me in this live stream tonight. It went an hour long. Looks like we had some great comments. Looks like we had some great viewership. So I just want to thank you all for being here. And I do appreciate each and every one of you guys more than you know. So we'll see you on the next video. I'll crank out some CKB videos, and I will throw out some crypto.com and Voyager token videos. Let me know in the comments on this video what you want me to look at tomorrow. So with that said, I'm going to get some sleep. And at this point, it looks like I've been up for about 21 hours, and I will get about 5 or 6 hours of sleep by the time I have to wake up. So I will be slamming caffeine tomorrow morning, and I will be cranking out videos. So I love you all. Have a great night or morning, wherever you're at.